Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good.
Living a healthy life becomes critically important as a man enters their 40s because it sets the path he's going to be rolling through as he transitions from middle age to his senior years. I mean, now that we're here, how about you hit that like and subscribe button? It's at this stage where a man has to take things like working out, eating healthy, more seriously because the risk of chronic health conditions begin to show their ugly faces in the man's 40s. However, being a personal trainer who spends a lot of time in the gym, these are the 3 most common mistakes I see all the time in the gym, especially from men over 40. Just by correcting these 3 mistakes, you can make your journey to better health a much smoother path. Welcome to the Workout Nerd Out. I'm Julio Lopez. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist, a certified personal trainer, and I've got my master's degree in nutrition. Number 1, letting the ego take the wheel. One of the biggest mistakes that men over 40 make when they go into the gym is they let the ego get the better of them. You really have to learn to check your ego at the door before you enter the gym because it can save you from so many unnecessary injuries and also making a total fool of yourself. Being a personal trainer, I usually have to tell my male clients to slow things down and to be patient with weightlifting. The fact of the matter is that most people in the gym really don't care how much you're lifting. Trying to lift more than capable is one of the most common causes of injury for men over 40. It's not uncommon for these men to take extended breaks from going to the gym. And a lot of this isn't because they're lazy, it's because life got in the way. They're raising kids, they're progressing their career. Once these men return to the gym after their hiatus, they usually try lifting what they did back in their heyday. But unfortunately, in that time away from the gym, their muscles have weakened, as have the tendons and ligaments. I get it. Going into a gym that's filled with 20-year-olds and guys in their early 30s and being able to lift more than them is a really great feeling, but chasing this feeling all the time actually does more harm to your body than good. You have to remind yourself to stay within your means because, as I've said it many times before, nobody in the gym really cares about how much you're lifting. While letting the ego get carried away is one of the most common reasons for men over 40 to suffer unnecessary injuries at the gym, the most effective way to prevent this from happening is to have a plan. By drawing out a training plan or having a training plan drawn out for you by a personal trainer, you'll go into the gym already knowing what exercises to do and how much weight to lift. If you remain disciplined and stick to the training plan and only make moderate changes with the list in case some of the exercises end up being a little too easy for you, this can be a helpful key to keeping your ego in check. Second thing, doing exercises that are too advanced for you. People in general, regardless of age and gender, have the tendency of wanting to copy all the things that they see on social media or on TV without really considering their own skill level nor if the exercise is appropriate for them. For men over 40, it's usually the exercises that they see on TV like strongman competitions, such as the deadlift. Don't get me wrong, I'm a very strong advocate for deadlifts, but an even stronger advocate for making sure one learns perfect technique when it comes to doing those deadlifts first. Before any guy over 40 even considers performing an advanced lift like a deadlift or a power clean, he must first ask himself if he really has to do this exercise. Deadlifts are excellent in strengthening the posterior chains, especially the glutes and the hamstrings, but men with pre-existing back injuries run a very serious risk of aggravating those injuries if they increase the intensity too fast. As for power cleans, they're awesome for improving power, but having a pre-existing shoulder injury can make this exercise problematic for men over 40. If you're intent on adding these 2 exercises into your training plan, it's imperative that you take your time to learn how to do these exercises with perfect technique and also take your time in increasing the intensity. There's no rush. The main reason why I preach so much for men over 40 to be cautious about performing advanced lifts is that rehabbing from an injury caused by these exercises takes a lot longer to heal when you're in your 40s than it did when you were in your 20s. By sticking with the basics and knowing your limitations, it can play a really big part in helping you avoid the risk of unnecessary injuries, thus allowing you to continue making progress in your health and wellness journey. The third thing, failure to track. Besides letting the ego get carried away, probably the biggest mistake that a lot of men over 40 make at the gym is failing to keep track of their workouts. Long before I started working as a personal trainer, in fact, I believe this was my freshman year in college way back in 2001, I noticed that I was really just spinning my wheels because I was forgetting what I was lifting in the previous workouts. Because of this, I'd either put myself in a situation where I was racking too much weight onto the barbell or the machine, or I was putting too little weight. So I was really wasting a lot of time having to go back and do more unnecessary sets than I wanted to. And this would take a lot of time away from me. So I started bringing a small notebook that had all the exercises I had planned for the day, and I would be able to record how much weight and how many repetitions I was doing. Since I'm big time an analytical type, it didn't take long for me to totally fall in love with recording my progress by carrying a tracking log, because it gives me a clear visual of my workouts and where I was making steady gains and those where I was stuck in a plateau. In my opinion, keeping a training log can be a massive help for men over 40 at the gym because it highlights where changes need to be made. If you feel like a total geek carrying around a notebook in the gym, don't worry about it. You can use a spreadsheet app just like Google Sheets, which is totally free, or Microsoft Excel. If you've been logging your workouts for a while and you notice that you haven't been making a whole lot of progress in an exercise or two, you can make some changes like using bands, chains, isometrics, changes of tempo to help you get out of that plateau. This is why I think it's a big mistake for men over 40 to do their workouts without keeping a training log, which happens all the time from recreational lifters that you see all the time at Planet Fitness, Gold's Gym, and wherever, where they're most often oblivious to their plateau. Not only that, but just by keeping a record of your previous lifts serves as motivation to push yourself into making incremental increases in your following workouts by adding a little more weight or doing more repetitions compared to what you did in the previous workouts. It's kind of like you're competing against yourself. But just remember that I said incremental changes. Don't get crazy on me. In conclusion, before I turned 40, I used to think that people were exaggerating it way too much when they said that time flies by, but now that I'm here, those people were right. Luckily, we're no longer in the Stone Age where the life expectancy was like 30, and being 40, yeah, your time's up. Nowadays, being 40, you can still make the changes to help you enjoy a healthier life in your senior years. For men over 40, just know that you're not ancient and you're still able-bodied in most cases. But it is still very critical that you be more intelligent about your exercise and nutrition, because at this age, you're going to need more time to recover from injuries or recover from hard workouts. In other words, you're no longer a kid. By keeping your ego in check, staying within your skill level when it comes to your exercises, and keeping track of your list with a logbook, you can start seeing yourself make real progress with big improvements and set yourself on a path to a better life in the future. That does it for today's Workout Nerd Out. Thank you so much for joining me. Leave your question in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, have a good one.